Hello students, this is your teacher John Brazil again, and we're here together because we're going to have a look at some lab equipment today. We're going to be having a look, what is a function generator? How does it work? What does it do? What kind of signal can it output? And how we can connect it to an oscilloscope or to a circuit. So let's have a closer look. So this is the function generator up close. Now, the button that turns it on and off is at the back. It's just a simple on or off switch, okay? Press that, turn it on. Takes a little while for it to load. Now you have frequency range here that goes from maximum of 3 Hertz to 3 megahertz. Remember that 3 mega means 3 million, okay? You have 3 types of wave functions here. You can have a sinusoidal wave, you can have a square wave, and you can have a triangle wave, okay? Now the attenuators is just how much amplitude you're gonna have. So for now, we won't be messing with this, but in next lessons we will have to, when we have to set lower voltages. But for now we're gonna be setting a voltage of 5 volts. So neither of these are pressed. I've got the sine wave pressed, and I've got the range of up to 3000 kilohertz, okay? So I've set it here to 2 kilohertz. Here, I'm gonna vary my voltage. So I can set it up to 21 volts. If I press these attenuators, my voltage goes to 2. If I press the other one, my 21 volts goes to 211 millivolts. So this one here dropped it down by 10. This dropped it down by 100. And if I press both, now it becomes 21 millivolts. Okay, so that's what the attenuators do. So now let me set this voltage to 10 volts. Okay, peak to peak. So that means that it has 5 in each side, in the positive and the negative. And a frequency of 2000. Okay. Now, in the last lesson, I showed you guys what a probing unit was, and we had connected to the oscilloscope. So the probing unit has 2 sides, positive and negative. One is connected to the function generator, and the other probing unit is connected to the oscilloscope, which will give us our wave function. Now, in here, in the oscilloscope, it's giving us that peak to peak of 10 volts, which is matching the function generator, and it's giving us a frequency of 2000 kilohertz, which matches. You can see a slight variation, and obviously nothing is perfect and ideal, but it's very little difference. So you go from 1997 to 2002. So you got like 5 hertz of error in a 2 kilohertz. Now, as you can see, that waveform is sinusoidal. If I now come here and press the triangular wave, what will happen? You get a different output of wave. So students, I want you to think of this. This is just a linear increase and a linear decrease. So it's applying more voltage in a ramp, then it's reducing the voltage in a ramp, okay? If I press the square wave, just to show you guys, square wave, yeah, in functions, press that. Now I get a square wave. It's still 10 volts and it's still the frequency of 2000. Now what happens is you have a pulse on the positive and then a pulse in the negative. So it goes +5, -5, +5, -5, and it keeps doing that 2000 times. Now I'm going to turn the frequency down to, let's say, 50 hertz. This button here is the fine tuning, so I've set it now to 52. I do a bit of a fine tuning to get it down to 50. Okay, I have to drop it to 300 and try and get that 50. just to be specific. Okay, I got 51. 54. So it can be quite tricky sometimes to get the exact amount. So you just have to learn how to vary it. Okay, after a bit of tuning, that's as close as I got, 50 Hertz. And if you can see now, we need to auto set it again. So we're gonna go here, press auto set, so that we get a clear wave. It processes it, and it gives us an output. And as you can see at 50 Hertz, it has a different response time to the positive and negative cycles, but this is seen in the next chapter. It's got to do with the electronics. So this is where you change your frequency. This is the scale that you're gonna work in, so you can choose different frequencies. For example, now it's 13 kilohertz. Press auto set, have a look at the wave again. Give it a little while for it to process, and it gives you a result. Then you have to scale it again. So, on a nutshell, this is how you use the function generator, and you will be using it in the next lessons. So if you like the video, please share and subscribe.